Hi, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Abby, and this is Murphy Rose & Co. And I'm a full-time software developer who last year decided I wanted to spend less time on screens, more time doing my hobby, but also less time consuming and more time making art rather than scrolling all day. So I decided to take one of my hobbies, which is stained glass art, and turn it into a small business. And this channel is just here to document that journey. Last year, we opened up our Etsy shop and I listed the first collection. What you guys haven't seen yet is I actually have our second collection ready to go and ready to be listed. Now, the inspiration for this collection is celestial themed, so think stars, planets, the night sky, alien worlds, all that kind of fun stuff. I wanted this collection to be colorful, a little bit moody, and with plenty of celestial elements. But before I get into it, the story begins 6 months ago, and the very first step in stained glass making is to make a pattern. As you can see, there are many designs here. So the last shop launch that we did was 4 designs, and I did 5 pieces of inventory for each design. And I'm going to take a little bit different of an approach this time around. We're going to do many different products, but I'm only going to do 1 or 2 pieces per design. I think that what my shop really needs right now is more listings and more of a variety of products, and then also more of a variety of prices. So down here is going to be our smaller pieces. These are going to be our magnets and keychains. I have 3 different designs. First off are these stars, and I think these would make really good fridge magnets. With these, I really wanted a piece that I could sell for between $10 to $15. And in order for me to do that, it really needs to be like one glass piece. And then I also wanted a piece that we could sell for $15 to $20, and that would be around 2 pieces. So that's what these look like. And I know it doesn't look like much, but these are little moons. With this crescent moon part is going to be that mirror, and then the other half is going to be some pretty glass. And then I have like a little star design to be a keychain. We have this one. We have another one of these crescent moons that I'm going to use that mirror piece for. The next one looks like this. It is just like a square panel with rounded corners and these little stars with a grid background. Moving kind of up in scale, both of those are going to be medium pieces. I'm thinking those are going to be equivalent to our Daisy Suncatcher that came out in our first collection. Those, in my head, are similar in terms of price and size and category. And then I thought in this collection it would be fun to do a couple bigger pieces. So then I came up with this design, which is, I was trying to go for like a alien landscape sort of deal. Celestial bodies coming over the horizon. One of them has rings, kind of like Saturn. But I'm only going to make 2 total of that design, but both of those 2 will be different. We're not going to do the same thing. The next design that I came up with, it looks like this. And I think he's cute. He's a little astronaut guy looking out in space and seeing like some sort of like double celestial body. And then finally, the last design, and the biggest and the most expensive, is this one. It's supposed to be some sort of like sun. I just thought it fit with the overall collection. This one is pretty big. This one will be the biggest piece that I offer. So it's 25 pieces, right? And I'm gonna have to charge more than the butterfly sun catcher, so it'll probably be around $100 in terms of price point. I wanted, if something's going to be $100, for it to be big. I don't know, I wanted it to feel like it was worth $100. So that's what this one is. I'm really excited. I think everything is going to turn out well, hopefully. But next step is we get to pick our glass, which will be a lot of fun. And of course, I will show you that next. Welcome to the chaos that is my living room right now. I am in the middle of cutting apart our pattern pieces and picking out what types of glass we want to use. And I've done all of the color combinations that I know that I want to do. I'm at the point where I'm having a little bit of decision fatigue for the rest of it. And let me explain my dilemma. Okay, let me explain my dilemma. So, we talked about how I wanted to diversify the color combinations this launch. When I pulled out all of my glass and I started to lay things out, I kind of forgot about some of the glass that I have. For example, right? Let's stick with this pattern. Our star rectangle pattern. I knew I wanted to do at least one that had this really pretty blue glass with iridescent solid white stars. And then I knew that I wanted to do one with a black background with this textured clear glass for stars. But, so my original idea was to do 2 of each of those 2 color combos. But we have so much pretty glass here, we could do others. Like, I totally forgot about this blue marble glass that I have, which is absolutely gorgeous. And we could do something like blue glass with clear stars or white stars, I think would look really pretty. Or we could do something in the vein of this glass, which I know I'm going to use in some of our patterns that involve planets, because doesn't this give like gas giant for sure. So maybe we want to do a color combo that incorporates this and other pieces throughout the collection to make it cohesive. I don't know. I've been staring at this glass for so long. And I'm at the point where I don't know. But once those decisions were made, it was finally time to get to the real work, which is taking everything outside, cutting out all the glass with a glass cutter and my pliers, and then taking all those pieces to the grinder to smooth out the edges. But once all of that is done, then it's time to take all of our pieces and clean off the edges, line everything with copper foil, solder everything together, and last but not least, add our hardware. And that brings us to today. Now I have to admit, this video is taking me a long time to get out, pretty much because this entire collection took way longer than I thought it would to finish up, but it is here, it is ready to go, it is ready to be listed and sold. So I wanted to go through each piece and show it off and tell you a few of my notes and thoughts about everything that we made. Okay, first couple pieces that I want to show you are these 2 sun pieces, and I think they're gorgeous. These are the biggest pieces of the entire collection, and I love how they kind of turned out like opposites. You know, this one is more ethereal, it's whimsical, it's pink and blue and clear, while this one is more dark and moody and has more of a gothic vibe. But I love them both. To be honest, this one kind of matches my living room. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna keep it. I am keeping one piece from this collection, and I'll get to that in a minute. And I think both of these would look really great either on a gallery wall. Think of how cool of mixing this in on a gallery wall, or just hanging in your window. I think would be really beautiful. So this black one has really textured glass in the middle with black and green accents. And then I'll do a close-up of this one. So the next ones I'm going to talk about are these 2. And I love these. These are probably my most unique design, and I wasn't quite sure how these ones are going to turn out. This is a little out there, but I think they're so cool. think they're so cool. I'm actually keeping this one for myself. This is my favorite. I love how the colors turned out, and I'm hanging it in my living room. So if you are interested, or you know anyone who might be interested, feel free to message me or reach out. I could be persuaded to make another one, but I am keeping this one for myself. But this one will be on my Etsy shop, and I am selling. And I love it. I love this one too. I was so tempted. I don't need both of them, but I love this one too. It has this iridescent glass of both the white and the sun, but it reminds me of like a icy, snowy alien landscape with the almost Saturn-like planet and the sun behind it. It's so cool. Imagine this in a again in a gallery wall in someone's house or like hanging in someone's office. Oh my god, it's so cool. Okay, I changed my mind. These ones might be my most unique pieces. This is, I mean, you can tell it's a little astronaut guy, and the idea is he's out in space and he's looking at I don't know, an alien solar system. We got a couple planets, or this one could be a planet and a sun, whatever your imagination tells you. And yeah, look at him, he's so cute. Or she. This could be a girl astronaut. But I love these pieces. I love this blue glass. This is one of my favorite colors. And I really wanted to think of a way to use it. And I think they turned out so cool. I love the arch shape to them. And yeah, again, how cool would this be hanging in somebody's home? I love these. I'm tempted to keep all of them. I can't keep all of them. These turned out so cool. The next few pieces I made are actually the very first design that I came up with that I had in my head when I envisioned a celestial collection. But it's these little oval pieces. They're a crescent moon with a little star in the background, and this is the first time I've actually tried to use mirror and incorporate that medium into a piece. So I have some casualties. These ones are the good ones that turned out. We have a light blue and a clear star, we have a dark blue and an iridescent white star, and we have an iridescent white background with a clear star. And I love how they turned out. They're so beautiful. But just in case you're curious, I also made this colorway with the marble with just plain black and clear, what I'm calling an oil slick, like an oil slick kind of glass. So these ones I won't be selling. If someone is really interested, let me know and I can sell them for a discount or something. But as you can tell, like this one's pretty bad. This one has mirror rot on it. So I'll be keeping it for myself and I'll find a spot around here to hang it up in. But for what's going on my Etsy, we have these three. So the next design I'm going to show you is, honestly, it's on the similar vibe of the last design. This is more of a rectangle. Can you see him? Maybe? But how cute are these? I pictured these in just like a small corner of someone's house or in a small window. You know, kind of a space that would be plain, but you want a little something something to spruce it up. I thought these would be perfect for them. I think these turned out so well. And I will say these are one of the more difficult pieces that I made throughout this entire collection because these middle pieces right here, you can see right here, were such a pain in the ass to make. But I think well worth it. I think they turned out very cute. Okay, so moving into some of the smaller pieces, I might be able to do this one with one hand, but we have our keychains, and they're so cute. These tiny little pieces were such a pain, and I was so worried that, like, they're circles, right? The shape of the keychain are circles. I was so worried it wasn't gonna look like a circle, but I think it turned out really well. I think they look great. But I love keychains, and I love the idea of making a piece of art that people can carry around with them and have wherever they go. Okay, up next we have these little moon magnets. Aren't they so cute? So these are those same mirror crescent moons that were on the oval pieces that we saw, but this time they're paired with just iridescent white glass and then this really wavy textured black glass that's really pretty. They come with the magnets that we usually use on the back. They're really strong, they can hold up anything on your fridge, and I think they're so cute. Fun fact, this really textured black glass I got from my stained glass art teacher like over a year ago, and I just bought this little square, and all I got, I pretty much maximized the amount of glass I had between that star piece that I showed you, the very first one, the center is made out of that, and then these little magnets. So once these pieces go, I highly doubt I'm going to be able to find the same stuff ever again. And last, but certainly not least, these are just little star magnets. Again, same magnets as the moon is on the back. I have made them out of iridescent white glass and this fun oil slick color again. Imagine these on your fridge. I think it's so fun. Actually, these are already listed on my Etsy shop. I wanted to get these up for the holiday season, and I originally had 4, but now we're only down to 2. They're definitely so if you're interested, I would say get them quick because so far these are my most sold items. Before I wrap things up, I just want to remind everyone that I package all of these in handmade little pouches for all of them. I make them out of thrifted fabric and I'm sewing them together. I'm still learning how to sew, so if some of the seams seem a little crooked, mind your business. I apologize, but really these are just so if you ever wanted to store your pieces and not have them up, it gives you a little bit extra protection and padding that you can store it in, as well as keeps it safe during shipping. And I'm just using for this collection, I'm going to use black fabric with black string to kind of match the vibes. If you're still here, I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun making all of these things, and I'm sorry again it took me so long to get this video out for you guys. But when this video goes live, all of these should be up on my Etsy shop if you want to take a look and see if there's anything you like. If not, no worries. Please like and subscribe, and there'll be more stained glass content to come on this channel. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.